Okay, hello. Sorry for the hold up. I hope everyone can hear me fine. Okay, I'm already gonna open the file now. So, I was a bit stuck in meetings and still a bit stuck in work. I'm sorry about that. But now it's streaming time. Sorry for the delay. So, just like the last weeks, it's about sculpting Michel. So, since the last stream, I went into the file and just added a couple lights. So, I can just remove those. Like, this is essentially it. There's nothing new about the model itself, but I just went ahead and added a couple of lights. Just a really simple EV setup so that it looks already a bit closer to the concept art. And this time, for this live stream, the plan is to go ahead a bit more with sculpting and a bit more of the details. Like, I was focusing a lot on the general proportions, morphing the previous version, the previous model of Franck into the new model of Michel, and just figuring out the pose and stuff like that. But now I would like this to focus more on the actual presentation, the colors, the more detailed sculpting. So, and actually this time I also prepared a bit of a music playlist, so it's not as quiet. So I'm gonna turn that up in a moment, but I hope this is all fine. I'm still going to change a couple things in here a little bit before going ahead with the rest. Okay. Okay, reading the chat. On a scale of 1 to 10, how useful is Blender? Yeah, 11 is a pretty useful answer. It's, yeah, the right answer is 12, exactly. I mean, if you're working in anything in general with Blender, anything 3D or also 2D animation, Blender is actually a really good fit. Can't go really wrong with it. There's plenty that you can do with it. But yes, so let's actually, I'm gonna try this. Yes. So this is actually like, there was a bit of a limitation on like what music I can play. It should be CC BY, so it has a Creative Commons license, makes it a bit easier on YouTube. But luckily I was actually sitting on some music for a while that I actually really like, which is like more like lo-fi hip-hop, but also just like vaporwave electronic music. It's just really chill music by Stevia Sphere. There's also a link in the description if you want to check it out. But I'm just going to play that for the live stream. If the volume is too loud or something, you can just let me know in the comments. But let's actually get into sculpting Michel. So turn down the volume for myself a little bit more. There we go. I think I'm just gonna go back into solid mode for now. I don't want to... Here's the thing that I don't quite like about sculpting in Eevee is you lose a bit of information on your surface details. And I think it's really good to switch to it for presentation, but you shouldn't always work in it. That's at least a personal preference. Oh yeah, also, the screencast keys add-on is working again. Finally. Okay, I'm gonna save. Quickly drink something. Okay, so there's still some things that I don't quite like about the face. I would like to fill in the rest of the hair. And then there's also a bit about the pose that I'm not really, that I don't quite like. I can start out with a pose, I think. Like, I'm specifically talking about the hoofs, because they don't quite look like in the drawing that Vivian made, the draw over, or like the concept. It needs to look more like he's actually like latching onto something so he doesn't like slip off. I think the entire industry of copyright laws will go down if everyone resorts to CC. Maybe. I don't know. I'm at least glad I can use something and I don't need to fear the wrath of copyright strikes. Okay, so I want to adjust the, let's see. I want to adjust the branch a little bit so that it's easier for the hooves to actually latch onto it. There we go. Okay, there we go. I can just go in here. I think I'm still working. No, I'm still working on the shape key. I'm going to remove asymmetry. And with a pose brush, I can just go ahead and change the pose a little bit. Like this. Not quite so sure about the... I'm actually going to hide all of this, and then with W and... Oh, wait. W and then... invert visible. I can invert it. Oh, wait. Also, I want to hide the ears. It's a bit creepy with the eyes. Oh my god, this is hilarious. But I can work with this for now. I just want to adjust... let's just actually put these two objects into local view. I want to adjust the arms a bit more because this looks a bit weird to me. And then this hoof also doesn't quite work at this angle, I think. It's just going to constantly intersect with the branch. I can reposition this a bit more. Like in a way, like his hooves are kind of big, so it might make sense that he's like pinching a bit towards one point, like putting them together. Kind of like this. I'm just gonna bring the rest back. This is already better. But maybe I can actually... let's try to actually position these two a bit more to the side. Just a bit. Just so it matches the concept a bit more. I don't know. It's just the way how this is angled. Is it dangerous to stream on April 1st? I haven't even thought about that. Wow. Missed opportunities. Damn it. Now all the regrets. Oh well. You might still have to face the wrong of the yellow. I don't know what that means. I used old songs who fell under public domain and still got warning and forced commercial on one of the creations. Yeah, it's a bit tricky with copyright law on YouTube. I wish it would be less complicated or more predictable. Well, I mean, the music from Stevia Sphere is... I'm pretty sure he's a fellow Blender artist, by the way, because one of the albums that I have in my playlist for the stream is called Delete the Cube. So, pretty sure he uses Blender for his artworks. Music could be a bit lower. Thank you. How about this? Need to... Okay, I'm gonna bring back the rest of the objects. I think the branch works better now. It is definitely going in a different direction now, though, than the concept. I don't think that's so good. I'd like to push this up again. Okay, so this leg is still somewhere completely different. This doesn't make any sense. Yeah, I want this over here. This makes more sense. I think it still looks like he's about to fall off to the side, and even the his tail doesn't justify that. I think what I'm gonna do is I'm going to expand some. Oh my god! Expand some facets from here. Oh wow. Actually, oh yeah, nice. So I can just I'm still struggling a bit with the shortcuts from time to time. Okay, I can just hide this, expand a new facet from the boundary like this, hide this too, expand a new facet from the boundary, hide this, expand from boundary, hide, expand from boundary. And now I have it kind of separated into multiple parts. Oh no. Okay. I want the pose brush. Okay, it's already using facets. Perfect. I want to rearrange. One moment. Okay, perfect. I want to rearrange the branch a little bit so that it fits better with the pose of Michel. So it doesn't look as much like he's about to fall over. I can do that by putting it a bit more sideways like that. Okay. Well, the tail can also still help with that. Well, this kind of works. I wish we could see the other hoof a little bit better, but that's gonna be tricky. I at least want this to work from multiple angles, so I'm happy with how it is right now. Then what else was there? I'm okay with the branch looking a bit different, to be honest. I still think the face could be adjusted a bit. For that, I'm gonna enable symmetry again. There's no way that I can make the face the same way it looks over here. Like, I mean, I already decided to go against the mouth being this wide because it's a bit creepy. I could maybe try to like push it a bit further, at least. I think that works. But I wouldn't overdo it. And the eyes, and especially the screen left side of the face, the way how the silhouette works, that's just not going to work. It doesn't look the same way, the same as the screen right side of the face. It's just completely different. I can maybe at least add a bit more volume over here, like this. I still have a lot of stretching here, and that's like because I'm still sculpting on the lowest on the like lowest base, basically the topology that you see here, and I'm just adding a subdivision surface modifier to add more resolution. And this is the thing, that how it actually looks like. Oh my god, no wonder. No wonder. I need to fix this. Go. Just distributing this a bit more evenly so it won't become a problem. For this I would actually like to use the Slide Relax brush. Might be sometimes a bit too aggressive for what I'm doing right now, but at least it's trying to retain the form. This. There we go. I think this looks better. Although the eye lost a bit of its shape. Just a little bit. Yep, that works. Okay, I'm gonna leave this like it is right now, and I'm going to work a bit more on the hair, because one thing I really am noticing with the hair is that it just doesn't match up. It doesn't quite. It has a bit of different volume in comparison to the concept, so I'd like to fix that. I think I can easily do that by just. Whoa, wait. Oh my god. Wait, proportional editing now works in multi-object edit mode. I did not know that. That was actually like a limitation that was in place for a long time. So if I select multiple objects now and go into edit mode, I'm in edit mode on both of them, I can use proportional editing over here to affect both objects. Amazing. It works like intended now. Uh-oh, I pressed F. Not good. That's the problem with having a shortcut heavy software. You press a shortcut that you were not aware of that it existed, suddenly your model explodes. That's a bit tricky. Yeah. Anatomy is a bit of a tricky subject. The hind legs are looking super long right now. That is really awkward. And I think that, yeah, that purely happened in the pose here. If I enable the pose, it's suddenly really skewed. I think I can just fix this again. Let's see. Hey Julian, if the zooming when entering exiting local view is annoying, you can disable frame selected in key map. Wait, what? So wait, if I go into the preferences, I'm learning something every day. Interface, wait, no. It's like in navigation, it's like frame selected in the key map. Oh, no way. Looking for local view. Frame selected. Wow. Thank you. I didn't think it was annoying. to be honest, that this happens, that it's framing what you're going into local view in. But to be honest, I will not miss this. Going into local view, and it's not changing what I'm like my viewport navigation. Yep, not going to miss it. Thank you very much, Falk David. Oh my god. It's sometimes a bit of an impenetrable wall on like customizing something in Blender, but at least you are free to customize everything in Blender however you want, as long as you kind of know how to do it. Amazing. Okay, I think the hair works better now as well. Something weird going on with the leg over here. Wow. Wow. I'm just gonna try to smooth this. What happened? Oh my god. Okay, I'm gonna hide everything here again. Invert, invert visible. And I'm not gonna miss it. I'm not going to miss the frame selected thing. Holy shit. Thank you so much. Actually, over here I'm gonna go into edit mode. I want to adjust this a bit more precisely. I want to get rid of this intersection. It's a bit tricky to do in sculpt mode. Okay, it's working better. Okay, awesome. I'm gonna unhide everything else. Ah, nice. Okay, saving again. Saving so often. I'm gonna switch this back into Eevee. Oh, come on. Doesn't exactly match, but that's also because I'm gonna paint a bit more over it in Vertex paint mode. I added a helpful picture of the goat to your user. Ooh. I'm going to quickly check it out. Hold on, hold on. Let's see. Oh my god. Wait, wait, wait. I'm actually going to get this. I'm going to get this. Let's see. In my user folder there's a goat. There's actually a goat there. Nice. Let's drag that goat into Blender. There we go. I have a goat there. Wait, 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 wait. This also works. Dragging things into Blender just like that. Oh my god. Yeah, I'm fully aware that like the front legs I'm not going to be really anatomical. I'm going to base them more on the concept art. But let's see. Where's Frank? No. Frank. Oh, this is actually a long list. Where's the concept? There we go. That's better. Perfect. So, the hind legs. I'm gonna go a bit more into detail afterwards, once I can sculpt a bit more in detail. But yeah. Wow. Yeah, there needs to be a bit of more of that crease there, which is completely missing right now. But the front legs, they're just, yeah, this is just how they're gonna look like. Pretty much. At least. Yeah, it's not. Yeah, in the original concept, they have the front legs have their knee inverted, which is a bit weird. It's like having 4 hind legs, or like having like human arms almost. It's a bit strange. But it's more just because over here in the concept it feels like there's a joint missing. So we added it back over here. So at least the joint is there, even though it's not at the right place. That at least makes it a bit less weird, a bit creepy. I think I'm just going to disable lights for now in the viewport. I'm going to keep the lights, but I'm going to hide extras. There we go. Okay. So let's actually get more into detail. So I want to remove the subdivision surface modifier and instead finally start working on the multi-res. So if I add a multi-resolution modifier, I can subdivide this also, but I have control over the subdivision levels. So I can go in here, go into sculpt mode, and I actually have all of this resolution to play with. This is going to help a lot. Oh, I'm also going to disable facets from the overlays so they don't bother me that much. Gotta consult a sheep dragon anatomy expert eventually. Yeah, we should get one of those. Well. So I still right now have the advantage of having the shape key to enable the pose for the body, but the shape key is not taken into consideration for the multi-res sculpting. So I think I'm going to keep the shape key on 1, but I will just sculpt on the multi-res levels. Just like that. Sorry. With matte caps you can see a lot of surface details, so it's quite easy to adjust some of that. So I can smooth over this. Let the draw brush go in. Oh wait, I actually want to to be honest, I'm gonna keep the shape key on 0 right now, and I'm going to hide the tail and all of this, and I'm going to focus on sculpting this object symmetrically. This will save me a bit of time in the long run. So I'm going to enable X symmetry over here, and let's see. That is fine. And I can then sculpt on this. Also, I'm going to switch this to shade flat, the object, just so I don't get these smoothing errors, and I can see my geometry also a bit more in detail. Maybe. Let's see. Want less smoothing, still less smoothing. I'm also using the experimental sculpt development branch. That's why you can see some features that are not actually in Blender by default yet. There we go. Okay. Oh yeah, the horns also still need their connection points, so I might just let's actually yeah, I'm going to just expand the mask over here. Actually, I might just subdivide this again. I need more resolution for this. For now, at least. Okay. Little tip for expanding a mask, you can also hold spacebar and then move it around. So like this. Oh, I'm still moving it. Oh well. And now let's actually shrink this a little bit. I can grow and shrink the mask. I'm gonna shrink it a bit, and then with the transform tool I can just like, if you want less overkill with the move tool, you can just move it upwards a bit. Yeah, I'm gonna get rid of the mask. Actually, I want to adjust this a bit more. There we go. Only problem is I now stretched the geometry a little bit. I can fix this without losing the shape by using the slide relax brush, and that is going to smooth the geometry, the topology, and slide things around without actually destroying the shape. So this is actually really useful. I'm actually happy that it works so well right now on this on this much geometry. Usually it's struggling a bit. Okay, and I love it. I love this tip with removing frame selected from the local view shortcut. So good. Thank you so much. Oh my god, this just made my day. Okay. Just gonna do this, maybe. One thing I changed over here is definitely that like I shifted the horns a bit to the side so they don't fight with the ears. Like I feel like this is really weird that the ears kind of spawning at the same spot where the horns are coming from. No, that's a bit weird. Oh, this is still with the skin modifier. It's going to increase the resolution for the viewport. There we go. One thing I'd like to do is I would like to scale... Oh. I'd like to scale this down. I can do this in edit mode, and it will propagate to the higher resolutions. Just because I want a bit more of a visible edge there. There we go. Oh yeah, the studio, the Blender studio, we're making films and like all kinds of Blender projects with the latest alpha versions always. To test the latest features. In this case, I'm even using an experimental development branch that is highly unstable, possibly, just so I get a bit more extra features that need to be tested. So I'm using this also a bit of an excuse to play around with these features. Speaking of which, I should actually try out this use surface fall off feature for the grab brush a bit more, which is broken for multi-res, of course. I'm not gonna touch it right now. The moment I want to use like a strange new feature, it's just not working. I'm actually going to isolate this a bit more. Yeah, let's go into edit mode. I'm going to drastically change this. Okay, it's doing it on the other side as well. Awesome. I want to really scale this down over here because I want that angle on the eyes. Let's see. Yeah, now I have it. Which means I messed up a bit of the sculpted detail, but I can just sculpt over it again. Now I have like visible geometry over here that can give a bit of a like this visible surface over here. Wait, what's going on? Reset brush. Is this the default behavior? Oh, yeah. Oh. Okay. I'm actually going to smooth over this a bit more. Because this should not even have this really stretched geometry. I don't want this. If I can smooth this out, that would be ideal. Let's just try to get this ironed out over here. This as well. There we go. Can also add a bit more of like a profile to the nose. It's definitely needed. And then the eyes. Let's continue with those. It's really a bit of a small thing that I want to add here right now. It's just a bit of a sharp edge over here. Like this. Kinda like this, yeah. I'm not a huge fan of how much resolution I have over here on the eyes and how little on the horns over here. So I can just use the slide relax brush to slide some geometry over to this part. Actually, is there... Wait, brush settings? There's a pinch mode over here, so I can just set it to pinch, and it's going to pinch geometry to this point. With shift I can still smooth, and that way I get more geometry to this part for multi-res, and less in other areas, but I also don't need that much geometry over here. I can just drag it over to this part where I actually want it to be. Like this. And now there's way more resolution here. With the draw sharp brush I can go back in and add a bit more definition. Unfortunately the resolution is a bit stretched. That's always the thing with the multi-res. It's a bit tricky. Your topology should ideally follow the shapes that you've already laid out. Otherwise, they compete. It's visible stretching will be here, like this thing. God damn it. Oh well, it's not that bad. It's not that bad. It's okay. I can work on this a bit more later. This is at least kinda good for now. Have you tried auto remesher? I did. Unfortunately, like the best, like some I don't know, like the officially implemented auto remeshers are not that great. I would love to see more work being done there. And some community add-ons are actually based on like proprietary software, so we're not going to use it. One of the things of Blender and how we work is actually that everything we do and everything we use and everything we put out into the world is open source. So we are not using programs that are paid. We're only using Creative Commons. We're only using open source software and Creative Commons material. Let's see. Auto remesher is different from quarter flow. Yeah, it's true. There's a few different options out there. I need to experiment with a couple more options. There are actually open source auto remeshers out there, and I would love to experiment with them. Didn't quite get to that yet. Let's see, can I smooth this out? This is really strange. Oh, I don't like this. Okay. This is all fine and good, but still... Maybe I can actually use this topology quirk here to add a bit of that... like laugh line, basically, almost. Although it shouldn't be here, it should be more to the side, but... Oh my god, yeah, no, this is kind of creepy. Yeah, I'll keep working on it. Maybe it works. Oh, yes. I would like to actually... Do I have a face set here? Yes, I have. So I can just Shift A and Control and to... Wow, why is the mask sharp? Oh, that's just a... it's just a visual bug. Oh well, I can smooth the mask a bit more. Can push this up a bit more. Invert the mask. Yeah, this like oh mouth of someone who just found something amazing and is in awe. Yes. There we go. It works better. Oh wait. I still have cavity on. I shouldn't. It's not a good idea. Maybe I can have it a little bit, but it's giving a false impression of the creases. It's not good. How do you create the hair? The hair is created right now with using like these edges over here. And I added a skin modifier. So essentially, if I just remove everything else, there's just these edges, and then I add a skin modifier, and that's just adding the thickness to these edges. And then I can add some more modifiers to actually smooth this out, mirror it over to the other side, and that's it. It's just a very brief explanation. I'm sorry. Okay. But this is already looking better. There we go. Although I'm not necessarily a huge fan of how the inside of the mouth looks right now. I mean, we're not seeing it. But one of the things I like to do is just with Control B. With Alt B, you can actually like isolate like a part of the viewport, and then you can actually look inside. It's like a great way of polishing creases or getting a look at like an area of the model that you can't really access otherwise. So now I can actually sculpt here without having everything else in the way. And it's really useful. But what I wanted to do is to add a bit more volume to the inner side of the lips. Not add that crease. And over here as well. Just so it's not like a hard edge going into the mouth. Even though like, I'm going a bit way too much into detail right now. This is like, you won't even see it, probably. But I would like to address this right now. Just for my own state of mind. There we go. Nice. Ooh. There we go. I can press Alt B again. And now I have all of this back. Great. Okay. Now I'm just gonna bring back the other objects as well, just to have a look at it. Let's work a bit on the ears as well. I want them to be more rounded. They are like almost like bunny ears. I don't know, it's so cute, but doesn't really feel like goat ears to me. Wait, I need to consult the goat. Nah, I mean, I see it also as a goat ear. Okay, away with you. Okay. Can I add a bit more volume to the ear connection over here? Yeah. There we go. Okay. I think I'm gonna leave the face for now and move on to something else. There's like a bit of weirdness in volume, maybe, and like the silhouette a little bit. Oh yeah, one of the matte caps that I like to use a lot is one of the old ones from 2.7. I actually made like a little preset to like set it to white, and this is a bit of like the eye cancer, like the matte cap. It's really hard on the eye, but you get the most amount of contrast and most amount of control over your surface. I switch to it sometimes just to get a better look at what I have, but oh my god, I could not, I would not be able to work in this matte cap for a prolonged period of time. It's just not possible. No. Yeah, I need to move out of it again. The knee of the leg is incredibly wrong. Yeah, I know, it's just... I mean, I'm kind of aware that like the legs need a bit of work, but it's also going to be inherently wrong, sadly. Can hide the face for now. The legs are just not going to be correct the way I'm making them. I want this to be a bit more faithful to the concept art, and for that it needs to also be a bit anatomically incorrect. Actually, let me put the shape key back to 1 just so I can work on this correct. In the correct way. There we go. Oh my god. So creepy. Okay, I'm gonna do this a bit more aggressively. There we go. With a draw brush, just adding a bit of volume back. And then with the draw sharp, I'm just creating that crease. Well. To be honest, what I'm going to do now is I would like to separate all of the different facets. Right now I have like both hooves over here in one facet, but I would like to actually separate these. So what I can do is I can go to initialize facets and then facet by facet boundaries. So now all of them are going to be split. All facets that have no common boundary, they're going to be individual ones. And this way I can hide one of the legs very easily. Actually, let me try something else, because I might actually still find it useful to have it like this. And instead I'm going to, yeah, let's hide this and then invert visible. And then I'm going to expand a mask over here. Oh. What? Oh, it's a bit... geodesic doesn't work. Oh no. Yeah, there's always multi-res issues. Okay, let's invert the mask, and I can just say mask and then hide mask. Hide mask? Where is it? I haven't used this forever. It's still pretty old, but this way I can. Oh yeah, I put it in my own menu actually. Didn't I? I didn't. Why didn't I? Oh well. Just hide. Is it again? Oh come on. Hide masks. Well, there's still bugs around. Like to look at that goat again. It's a bit hard to see under the fur how exactly the hooves look, but I wish I would have taken more time to prepare. Then I could have more references on the side. That's a mistake. Always have references on the side, not just the concept. Okay. Okay, okay. Quite like how this looks. Because it's not correct. I'm actually going to quickly look this up. Huh. Okay, so it does look like this. Yep. I'm going to go a bit against the concept. Or maybe it's not too much against it. Oh, what's this? Oh, I actually hit. No way. I'm gonna quickly save. Oh, that was a bug. That is a bug. Or is it just a bit? Oh, it's just a bit of a mask. Haha. Interesting. Invert. And then hide masked. It works. Already is in the stream for 1 hour. Damn it, time flies. Time flies. Your voice is very low, really. Okay. I'm gonna keep talking for a little bit. I hope you can hear me well. Maybe it's just in general. Maybe I can push it a little bit. No. I actually don't want to. No, it should be fine. I'm afraid if I touch the mixer board, it's gonna do something really bad. This was just set up. Yeah, I hope my voice is not competing too much with the music. Otherwise, I can turn the music a bit more down, and then you can turn it a bit louder on your side. Sorry about that. Your audio sounds fine. Okay, cool. Thanks. Which music is playing? I made a playlist of various albums from an artist called Stevia Sphere. There's a link in the description, so you can check that out. He also has a Spotify account and Twitter and everything. Really nice music, especially for the fact that it's Creative Commons. I love that he just put it all out there. Amazing. What happens if I have a smooth mask and I try to hide what is masked? Ah, okay. By the way, I changed my shortcut layout again for the brushes. I'm still getting used to it. It is essentially just I removed almost all shortcuts and just reduced it down to the bare minimum. Like grab, draw sharp, and scrape. Just anything else that I'm using less frequently, I'm just going to access it via the toolbar. Just trying to get used to that workflow. Playing around a little bit. There we go. I mean, again, if you have any questions, you can tag me. I'm not looking a lot at the chat right now. Sorry. Just tag Blender Studio, and I'll see it pop up. I I don't know who Wrath is. Oh, that's your name. Well, shout out to you. Okay. So I'm not gonna keep tweaking this sculpt for long, because I want to start adding color to it. I mean, there's not much that is preventing me from just applying the pose. I would lose symmetry. But let's see. Let's see. Not a lot to talk about right now. Oh, I see a question. Is your end goal to reach something like your concept art in texture, like the concept art in texture and color? Not quite. I would like to paint this with Vertex colors, with Sculpt Vertex colors to be exact, but it's still unclear how much would like I would work on this past that. I would like to have it kind of as a nice sculpt, cleaned up and painted, so it's most of the way there, but not exactly looking like the concept. But there, I mean, we could work on this more, like not just me, but that's still to be discussed. Let's see. Oh, what am I doing here actually with the hind legs? This is supposed to be more of a bend instead of a sharp turn. Could you make a modal in Google to download rain and face? And sorry, I don't know what you mean. Animate in Mixamo or with auto keying? I don't know. Sorry, I'm not an animator. Oh, this is all still a bit crooked. I would like to have these hooves a bit more bent. Yeah, these hooves are not really consistent right now. I can work a bit more on this. To be honest, I could already get more in detail and start painting. Painting in some colors, that would be nice. do that any moment now. I already lost symmetry over here anyway with the pose. Yeah, I think I'm going to try that. I'm going to duplicate this object and move it to helpers. Just so I have it still lying around somewhere. And I will remove the basis shape. So I will make a new shape key from mix and remove all shape keys. So I can apply the multi-res modifier. And the reason why I want to do that is just so I have a bit more geometry to actually paint on. So, oh man. But I will do that in a moment. I think I need to finish up the hair first. But then I can start vertex painting this. I just cannot vertex paint these parts. They are just, oh well, to be honest, let's just go to split this viewport for now. I'm going to have the material colors over here, and I'm going to have the vertex colors over here. So now what I can do is I can at least color pick, oh come on, the right colors. Okay. Reset brush. There we go. I'm going to color pick this and yes, paint this on top of the entire goat model. And same thing over here. There we go. And then for this one, I want to pick the hair color and paint it on. Problem is, I can't do the same for the skin modifier objects here because they don't have vertices. So instead I'm going to put the color on the object, which is a bit of a workaround, but it works. Same thing for the horns. And at least over here, for the branch, I can already paint this color. Same thing for the mushrooms. There we go. Over here it's a bit more tricky, because for this I will need to add some more loops. I need to select these edges over here and bevel them, just so I am able to wait. Control W? Control Alt W. Ah, damn it. Control Alt W? Come on, Control W? Oh, I can't see facets, that's why. Control W. Just so I can assign facets to these loops. There we go. I can do the same thing over here for all of these. Bam. Facets. Done. Okay. Now, what I can do is I can hide this. I can isolate it. Go back to the painting brush and pick a color here in the middle and paint it on. And then for this one, I can pick this color and paint it on. And now I have the colors there as well. Bring the modifiers back. That should be fine. Thanks for streaming. Thanks for watching. So now I have the same colors in material, for material and vertex colors. The advantage that I have now is I can actually start painting on this. So if I go into sculpt mode, and I'm going to disable face sets, because I don't need to see them, I can, first of all, I want to color pick this. I want to, hold on, color palette. I'm gonna make a new one, call this Michel. Okay, so I'm just gonna put in the main colors. Just color picking with S, and then adding the colors to the color palette down here. And then I can go ahead and in sculpt mode over here. It's actually, the UI is still like really work in progress with this build. But what I can do is I can already start painting in these colors, and I would also like to plug the colors into the material. So in the body material over here, I can go, okay, use vertex color, and then it should use the vertex colors. That's it. Same thing for everything else, but over here it's the most important right now. Let's go into sculpt mode. And now if I paint over here, yes, it should also, yeah, it should pop up in the render as well in Eevee. Yes. Okay, I really just want to suggest these kind of like this, a bit of an eyelid or like eyelashes color, and then the more it goes down here, the more I actually just smooth it, just so it gets this slight shadow. You can also smooth it up here actually, like this. Okay. It's pretty basic, but it works. May the song be lower. Yeah, sorry. Let me see. Actually, I'm gonna... There we go. Okay. Oh, what's going on over here? That was a bug. Okay. I'm gonna save. And now it's about adding even more colors to this. Colors and values. So let's just... At some point I need to fix this. That it's like... that the mouth, the inner mouth side doesn't even exist. But for now I can just... I want to just paint this roughly. Screw it. For now it's really just a darker shade. Like this. Same thing over here. Smooth over it. And same thing for the inner side of the nostrils. And then with shift I can smooth over it. Like this. That works. also paint on it from here. I think it needs to be darker. And then with H I can bring everything else back. There we go. It works better. How's it going? Yeah. Oh, Jesus. There we go. Where's the color even here? Oh wow. Oh, it's also painting on the other side, so I can turn on front faces only. I don't like that brush setting is at the very bottom in advanced brush settings. That doesn't make any sense. I think some of these brush settings can be a bit better organized. But those are known issues. I mean, we know about it, and that means we will fix it eventually. Okay, let's put in a bit more colors. I'm getting sidetracked. With a good topology. How would you get the texture for the hair? I think I'm just gonna paint in a bit of occlusion and maybe call it a day, because the hair is quite detailed. With a good topology underneath, do you suggest to bake vertex colors in UV maps for further usage, editing, or is it okay to stick with vertex colors for projects like that? I mean, this would realistically be a main character, so I mean, eventually you would want to do this with texturing, with actual texture painting. In this case, I don't know, I guess if the colors themselves look fine for this sculpt, I would just leave it at that. There's no big incentive to make it anything more complex, adding UVs and so on. Oh man. Okay. It's a bit of a strange color for the hooves, to be honest. That they're this like bright yellow. Maybe it's also because of the light. Maybe they're just supposed to be a bit more... I don't know, it fits the color palette, so I'm just gonna do it that way. But if I would just make it white and it gets illuminated by the yellow light, and that's why it becomes more yellow, it also works for me. go. Oh, I still have that option on, damn it. Advanced and then front faces only. There we go. I get why some people want this to be on by default, that it, at least with a paintbrush, that it only affects the front faces, but I actually find it useful. I don't know, it should at least be very accessible and easy to switch. Ah, damn it, yeah. The hoofs over here. It's a bit weird with the colors here. Okay, here's what I could do, is I could mask this by color, which is this. Mask by color. Let's see. Invert mask? No. Mask by color. Come on. Threshold? Yeah, I need to put the threshold down. No? Threshold? Oh well. At least this is a start, and then I can increase the contrast of the mask. There we go. Smooth it a bit. Why? Oh well. And with a paintbrush I can then go over this again. Oh boy, that's dark. Well, yeah, that's more in line with the concept, I guess, because the lower hoofs have actually the correct color. But I need to adjust it then with how the front hooves catch the light. Which is actually very distinct. Oh well. Let's see, Blender Studio probably doesn't take any interns. Well, actually, we just did. We have an intern more on the development side, not on the artist side, but working closely with the artist. So even with the current COVID situation, it's still possible to get an internship, but we don't usually do it. It's a bit difficult with a small team. But we try our best. So I wouldn't say it's impossible to get an internship at the Blender Studio. Go. Actually, 1.5 hours are now over, so I'm basically over my my usual time limit. But I would like to keep working a bit longer, just because I feel like I haven't actually managed to make that much that much progress. It's something, but I would like to do a bit more. Why is X symmetry on again? God damn it. Oh, I see the question. What Blender version is that? It's actually a very it's the Sculpt development branch of Blender 2.93 Alpha. So this is actually just a really, this is like the I would call it the sandbox of Pablo Dobaro, where he just adds, where he's free to add and experiment with his own new prototypes and features. But it's also a nice little build where I get to experiment a bit more with the latest features that are in development. Oh man. Something weird going on with the key map again. Come on. Oh well, this kind of works. Getting a bit closer. Didn't actually know you could paint vertex colors in Sculpt until I saw you do it. Aha! Are these real vertex colors, like when you do it in... yes. So this is like... you can enable this. It's an experimental feature, so it's still in development. If you go in the settings, in the alpha version, you can actually enable developer extras over here. And then you get this extra tab over here, which is called experimental. And then you can enable some extra features like Sculpt vertex colors, which is just painting vertex colors in Sculpt mode with very high performance. And then also including with the masking features of Sculpt mode and everything else. And then there's the switch object operator, where you can just with a single shortcut switch between objects and stay in Sculpt mode, which is really useful. What if something goes wrong due to the bug in that branch and you lose your work? Well, that's why you save often and save separate files. It is always a danger. Like we're trying to always work really carefully. I mean, especially because also we as a studio are always working with highly in development branches of Blender. So things are going to go wrong and you can't really do anything about it. Like progress will be lost, Blender will explode regularly, and then we talk to the developers about it. It's part of working at Blender. We are the crash test dummies. We are suffering so you don't have to. Okay. I wonder right now what is the best way of actually moving forward. Like I feel like I'm moving a bit in circles right now, so I need to do something about that. The pose, the face, it's all kind of good. Can always use more work, but like for example the ear, I could pull this down a bit more. This. Yes. I would like to add more elements. That would be nice. Like I could add that little tag that Michel has. So For that, I could just, yeah, it's essentially this little thing. I think in this case, I'm actually going to break the symmetry of the ears. That's gonna make it a bit easier to place that tag. Let's see, I'm gonna use the snake hook to rotate this, the ear a bit away, like this. This can basically stay as it is over here. Almost. I don't know. I could expand a mask over here. Smooth it a bit. There we go. Just so I have a little bit more control over this ear. There we go. No, I'm not really going to add a groom on top of this. At least not me. Maybe someone else wants to work on this a bit more. But at this point, I just want to make a clean, nice sculpt. Something that can be called done. Okay, I wanted to add the tag. So I'm just gonna add a cube, scale it down. There we go. By the way, I'm using my own key map where I have mapped all of the usual shortcuts to the tools up here, so I can just immediately switch between these. Just because I like them so much. They actually help me personally a lot in my workflow. Let's see. Oh, these need material. Well, there we go. Okay, so I have this tag, kinda. Just to be a bit bigger. I can just align it a bit differently, I think. Should be okay. Okay, I'm going to add a loop cut over here and move this down here. This can be scaled a bit more inwards, like this. I'm gonna scale all of this a bit like this. Sure, sure it's easier to have your own when you're using a tablet. Blender default is heavily mouse reliant. That is true. There's a bit of I hope that we're gonna improve tablet support a bit more. It's not like that Blender is not usable with a tablet. It's actually highly recommended to use it with a tablet. It's just if you're doing some stuff in edit mode, like using proportional editing or something like that, it requires using a scroll wheel or using, I mean, there's also shortcuts. Like you can use the bracket keys to adjust the radius of proportional editing, but it's not as convenient as with using a scroll wheel. So that's a bit sad. Okay. So what would I like to do now? I would like to select all of these edges like this. I'm gonna bevel them. Oh, actually. It's all fine. Okay. I'm gonna bevel this. I'm going to select these edges as well as this one. I'm gonna also these guys. I'm going to bevel these as well, like that. And I'm going to shade this smooth and add a subdivision surface modifier. That should be fine. To be honest, I don't know why I did this. I'm gonna remove those. I want this to be smooth. And this can be fanned out a bit more. Like this. This is also a bit too extreme with the bevel. There we go. Okay. Now, let's actually put the 3D cursor here, and I'm going to, if I add, actually, to be honest, what I would like to do is I'll just use the add object tool, so like in this case add geometry, and just add a cylinder over here. Hold shift to make it like even, and then like pull it out. Bam! I have a little cylinder. That's way easier. I'm also going to insert this one more time, merge to cursor, get rid of this face in the middle, and actually, let's actually paint over this as well. There we go. Now I have this little tag. It works. But to be honest, maybe I can put it here. How do I add it to the ear in a way that doesn't look really weird? Because I would like to have it at a similar angle. Also maybe within the silhouette of the object. But I still need to add more hair here, so that's actually fine. Yeah, I'm going to adjust the ear a bit more. Like this. There we go. Yeah, that's fine. What else? There's other objects that need to be added, like those scales, there are these spikes on the tail. I would like to add those. So I'm just gonna add, wait, again, let's just do it with the cube. Screw it. Okay, I'm just gonna do this. Okay, that's a bit high. I can move all of this down, scale this down over here and along these axes. Same thing over here. Delete the face and add a subdivision surface modifier. Okay, now this thing. How did you make the custom gray background? It's actually I can show this real quick. Like if you go into themes, there is in the 3D viewport, if you scroll all the way down in theme space, all the way down here, gradient colors. And you can actually change, like make a gradient in the viewport in the background between like a linear gradient or a vignette. I have like a circular vignette going on. So that's how I made that. Okay, I'm gonna move this up so that the origin is kind of where I want it to be. And what I want to do is paint this probably in the same color as this. Let's see, I'm gonna add this color. Yeah. That seems right. Wait. There we go. Okay. Now, these scales, I can just place them pretty fast by just Alt-D duplicating them. And then I'm going to enable face snapping with the option here, Align Rotation to Target. So now, if I duplicate this, it's immediately going to align itself. So let's see. Yeah, that should be the last one. And I can scale this one a bit more down. And I also can like, oh, I have face snapping enabled. I can move this a bit more inwards. And because I duplicated this with Alt-D, it's actually, if I edit one of these scales, then it's going to edit all of them. There we go. Fairly quickly, I can scatter these around. I think they are actually way too high. Now I can duplicate these and scale them a bit more down. Like this. Let's put the last one up here. And I would actually like these guys to be less high, so I can just move, go into edit mode on one of them. Oh. And just move all of this down. There we go. Actually, let's make them a bit wider. Yeah, the colors still need to be adjusted. It's a bit inconsistent. Can you recommend a drawing tablet to start with sculpting? I can actually recommend to just go for the cheapest one you can find, because even on my personal computer, I'm using one of the cheapest drawing tablets because it's actually all you need. You don't need all the fancy features, touch functionality, and a million pressure sensitivity, and you just need a basic drawing tablet, even if it's small. Huion is actually a really good alternative to Wacom, and they offer some really affordable solutions. I mean, all of them are actually. I wonder if this is coming from the color of the tail. I think it is. I think I should paint this. Like if I go into sculpt mode and I actually paint a bit more of this color into the tail. I think that is actually the way to go. This is too bright, I think. It's also not like it should be consistent. I can like do this really roughly. I can change it again later on. Well, I can just quickly paint over this. This is fine. I think I'm actually going to apply the modifier just so I have a bit more resolution to sculpt on. And eventually I want to merge this back with the rest. I think I might actually do that now, to be honest. Let's just undo this. Also with the... oh. Hey. Why are the vertex colors now gone? I think this is a bug. Yeah, it was a bug. Ah. Okay. So, shade flat. Increase this one more time. I think this should be good. And then I can just move this down a bit. Yeah. Like this. Apply the modifier. And if I now merge this over here back with this object, I can actually bridge these two edges again. So Control E, bridge edge loops. There we go. I can remove one of them with Control X, and then with regular smoothing and like just a little bit of sculpting over it, I can get rid of the divide. There we go. Are they sharing the same geometry automatically, or do you link them? They share the same geometry automatically. This is essentially, they are linked. Like, I can explain how. Like, if you duplicate the objects with Alt-D, it duplicates the object. Each of these are their own objects, but they share the same object data. So it actually, that's why if you go into edit mode on one of them, you go into edit mode on all of these, because it is the same geometry, but they are individual objects. So it's pretty useful. Okay, so that's something. I would like to work a bit more on the hair, I think. Actually, I'm gonna move the antlers a bit down. So this is one of the aspects where like tablet support, pen supported is a bit tricky, because usually you can really easily adjust the radius with the scroll wheel. Like now I'm using the mouse and it's really intuitive. But with a pen you don't have a scroll wheel, so you have to do it with the bracket keys, which I'm doing now. It's fine. It's at least an option. But you can see that it was this sort of thing was designed with the mouse in mind, mainly. There we go. A bit of drinking. Now I can actually work a bit more on the tail. Actually, I want to go against the what is in the concept art here, because I want the tail to be a bit more snug around the branch. That means that I need to adjust this again. Let's just mask expand the entire tail. Let's do this more. So mask grow a bit more. Grow the mask more, and now smooth it. I'm using just A for this. But it doesn't really have that many buttons. That is true. Like it is really hard to add support for pens. But I think just the regular pens with like 2 buttons on the side, it's all you really need. Like you basically have access to a left click, a right click, and a middle mouse click, and that should be all good. Let's see. Oh, I need to redo all of that work with all of that placement. Damn it. Let's invert what's visible. I think I need to call it a day real soon. I've been already streaming for 2 hours and shouldn't take this much time. So this means that there's definitely going to be another one of these. But yeah. I can at least finish the tail, or finish it. No, I'm just gonna change the placement right now. So I can just use the tweak tool, and with snapping, I can just snap these back to the tail real quick, like this. So all of them have the correct placement again. like that. Actually, I could change the branch a little bit to make it easier for this to look right with the tail. Yeah, I'm gonna do that. Now it looks a bit more like it's actually holding on to the branch, the tail. Okay, cool. Is it possible to work in Blender Studio? Yes, we are actually hiring right now. So we're looking for generalists and animators to work on the latest Blender Open Movie project. So there's definitely need for people. But yeah, in terms of tablet support, it is really just the best way of using a tablet for Blender is to have access to those 2 buttons and the click, the button, the pen press essentially, and then you have all 3 mouse clicks, and that's all you need really. What is a generalist? It's like a 3D artist who works generally in 3D. Like they could animate, they could like light, they could model, they could texture. Like it's just a lot of things you could do in 3D. Someone who can work a bit in everything. Freelance or in-house? Well, it is like an actual contract, not just freelancing. And ideally it would eventually be in-house, but with the current situation in the world, it's far more realistic that that they're gonna work remote. Not like only the most essential, or like some of the people that rely a lot on being here at the studio are working here at the studio right now. And that's only a handful of people. I think I'm gonna leave it at this right now. So I would say still lots of progress, even though it's way less than in previous sessions, but it's coming together. So next time it's gonna go more into detail, finishing the tail, finishing the hair, and especially working on the branch, and then hopefully painting a bit more on top to get maybe a bit of the furry structure, like at least hinting at some things, and getting all the right colors down. And then it's just about rendering it. But maybe I could do it in one more session. Let's see. But thanks a lot for joining. I think this is gonna be it. And let's see if I haven't missed any questions. But yeah, with the jobs at Blender, you can find it all on blender.org. There's gonna be all the information you need. Yeah, I'm gonna stop the stream. So thank you very much for watching. See you next time. Bye.